Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this iPhone 8 Plus, and as you see is completely damaged. So today I'm going to show you how to make this phone new again. We're going to replace the back glass and we're going to replace the screen. I already have a back glass here. By the way, don't buy just the glass by itself, just this one, because it's available in the market, but it will be very tough to replace it. It will take from you hours and hours to peel off these pieces of glass from here to put the new glass. And even when you try to put the new glass, you're gonna stuck with this bezel here. The new glass is not gonna fit because you need to put it from inside. This one you need to remove this first, and it's really tough, so don't even try to like replace this glass. It will be like a really nightmare for you to replace this one. If your back glass is broken just a little bit, put a case on it. If you don't want to like spend too much money or go through the headache to replacing the whole thing, put just a good nice case on it to cover it and keep using your phone normal. For the LCD, it's easy to replace. It's the same like the other iPhones before, like 7, 7 Plus, 6, 6 Plus, 6S, all of them the same thing, just like with very minor differences. Alright, so buy a back glass with everything, with the frame, with everything on it, to save your time. And if you think that you're gonna be able to replace these cables here, the the volume up and the volume down, mute button, power button, and the charging port, we still have to transfer to from the old phone the what they call it, the wireless charging part. And I think that's all, and the battery also. So yeah, and we will need a new screen. So I have a back glass with the frame, and they have a new screen, and all what I need is just to start. To do this repair, we will need some tools. We will need an IC semi. We will need a pentalobe screwdriver. We will need a Phillips screwdriver, and we will need a tri-point screwdriver, and we will need tweezers and a cutter. And for the battery, I already have the adhesive here, so I think I have everything. If I didn't like mention something, I will mention it when I need it, but I think that's pretty much all what we need. And also we'll need a pick to remove the SIM card from here. So let's put these tools aside and start. First, remove the SIM card out from here, and you need to pay attention to one thing. You need to be very organized and keep track of the screws. You can use like a piece of paper and a pen and try to like note every screw from where you take it. For me, I remember them, so that's why I'm not gonna use the pen and paper, but I will use like other method. I will like just start like putting them like in sections, so I will know which screws where to go, you know what I mean. All right, so we remove the SIM card, and now we're gonna remove these two. We're gonna open these two screws here in the bottom. Make sure you have a good screwdriver. Okay, this is the pentalobe screwdriver. I opened the first one, put it here. So these screws are in the bottom, so I put them here. And now I will use the IC semi, and they will go here between the glass and the frame, and they will open this. So once you have this gap like this, you're gonna use this IC semi and slide it all around this edge until the top to release the adhesive which is holding it. And once it's released like this, you can just insert this IC semi and lift up a little bit and hold it with your finger, with your thumb, to not go back. So now we're gonna go back to the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. We lift up this corner and we will slide this around this edge. Make sure you insert only the tip of this, so don't go deep inside. You may damage something on the motherboard. And once the adhesive is released, you're just gonna go underneath here and wiggle like this, and it's open. You see the cable that I'm talking about is this one here. And once you have the screen open like this, you're just gonna grab the screen like this, and you will like move it right and left and pull it back. And once you release this part here, you open it as a book, or like a book. Once you open it, don't open it all the way back, because we have a cable here, we have cable here. I don't want you to cut this cable here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will use the Phillips screwdriver. Sometimes you may need to use the tri-point screwdriver, so make sure you are using the right tool. If you use the wrong tool in the wrong screwdriver, you may damage the screw, and if the screw is like stripped here, you're not gonna be able to move to the next step, because you have to remove that screw. I'm organizing the screws here, so I know that this screws goes with this bracket. So now I will use my nail and disconnect the LCD cables, and also I will disconnect the battery cable from here. Okay, this is the battery cable. It's disconnected. From there we're gonna go to the top. We have two brackets here, and these two brackets, they have like a tri-point screwdriver. Tri-point screws. So I'm using these kind of screwdrivers. 1, 2. We remove the small bracket, put it next to the screws, and we're gonna go up a little bit, and we have another bracket there. 1. This screw here in this side, it's unmagnetized, so it fell in the inside. And this one, as you see, it comes off with the other screw, which is in the bottom holding the motherboard. And now I will disconnect this cable. Alright, so I remove the screen. I will put the screen aside, and we will work on this one. But before we continue, we have one screw which is here. This screw must be out from here, so we cannot like so to not lose it, you know. And we have one screw here. This one I need to open it also, so I will use this. Okay, so this screw is supposed to be here. Alright, so we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver. Flathead, because this is like a weird screw. Let me show you how it looks like. It has like on the head, it has a hole where another screw goes, and the head looks like that's how it looks like. Hopefully you see it. So that's why I'm using the flathead screwdriver, because this needs a special screwdriver to open it. I don't have it, but the flathead screwdriver, something like this, just this small one, it will do the job. So I was going to put this back here, but since we're gonna open it, let me put it back. Yeah, this is very tough, and you need to be very patient to put it back. So it's back now. And when you are trying to tighten this kind of screws, the screwdriver gonna slip, and you may damage something in that area. So you need to be very precise and very careful. Don't use the force, don't use like the carelessness. You need to be very careful. Alright, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna start from the bottom and we're gonna keep going all the way up until we release the motherboard and whatever is around it. So we have here one weird or double screw, so I'm using the flat one. It's the same screw like this one. And after that we need to disconnect these cables, and we have the charging port cable here, and we have this cable here for the wireless charging. I use this one because it's very sharp and I don't have nails that way. And when you use the tools, make sure you don't damage anything in the bottom. Try to just lift up whatever you need to be lifted up, don't remove everything. So I disconnect all these cables from here. So now I will open this screw, and actually this screw is like close to the SIM card, so I will put the SIM card here and I will put the screw next to the SIM card. That's the way how I try to remember. So now I will disconnect the the rear facing camera, and I will use, because I don't have nails, I will use this one. And be very careful, do not like just keep praying up. And also we have here this cable, this is for the flash. And now I will open, we have a double screw here. So this one is after this. You see that I have one cable here. Okay, this cable is cut, so let's put it next to the piece, which it still have another cable connected here to the corner. We're gonna remove the screw that I put back in the beginning. So now we're gonna like go to this part here and remove these screws. Or you know what, let's finish this part here. So we have the camera here. The camera has another screw, double screw. I did mention this flat screwdriver in the beginning, it's really important. So this one will go somewhere here. Let me put this side here, so I will put all the screws with the camera in the same place. So this bracket goes here, and I will remove the camera now. I will use this tool just to lift it up out from here. This is a double camera. Put it next to the screws. Alright, so now we're gonna move here. Phillips screwdriver, and I open this too. I will use my nail and I will disconnect this cable here. And then I will go to this part. This is the GPS. So this part here, it has 3 screws, 1 2 3, and also it has one here in the back. It's on the frame. They will take this piece and they will put it next to its screws. In the bottom we have 3 screws, 1 2 3, actually 2, and this is on the top on the frame of the frame. So I will put these screws here and I will remove this next to it. We have this piece, it goes this way. Make sure if you put it this way, this corner will be like raised up, so you need to make sure you put it correctly, exactly like this. Alright, I think I removed all the screws that are holding the motherboard, so now I will try to lift up the motherboard. So when I try to lift up the motherboard, it will stuck with the SIM card pin here, so I will push this piece out, and after that I can take the motherboard out easily. Alright, so this is the motherboard. I will put it aside here, and now what I'm gonna do, I will remove the battery. The battery has this adhesive, but before I remove the battery I need to remove this taptic engine. This is the vibrator. So first I need to remove this one because I need to pull this adhesive here, and this will be on my way. I mean on the way. So let's remove this. So now we're gonna use the, if you feel like the screwdriver is not like you opening, make sure you use the right one. I'm removing this bracket here. So I use the tri-point screwdriver only on this one. The others are Phillips. Okay, so I have to remove the speaker first, the loudspeaker. So I remove this bracket and I will remove these 3 screws here. 1 2 3. So I will put this here and the screws next to it. Alright, so now I will open this weird screw with the flat head screwdriver. And this one will goes here. Then I will open these 2 screws, put one here and one here, and we have a cable here connected, so I need to disconnect it, and after that I can remove this piece, put it next to its screws, exactly like this. Alright, so now we can remove the battery. So the battery has this adhesive. Make sure don't poke the battery. So once you grab this adhesive like this, you can pull it back gently. Make sure don't use any force. If you feel like it's stuck, try to move it up and down until you release it. If you see, like you see the hole here, it's poked, so make sure you grab that part, because that's from where the adhesive will be cut. Grab that part, don't let it grow up. Okay, remove the first one. Oops, as you see, I cut it. So now I have to use the tweezers and go underneath and pull it gently. I need to get it out from there, because if I don't, I will damage the battery, and I still need the battery. If you cut the adhesive underneath the battery, it's really tough to remove it. Oops, I cut it. This is normal, it happens like most of the time. So we're just gonna like move to the top one. We have two pieces of adhesive here on the top. Let's remove them and we will go back to the one which is cut. This one is cut also. It's not easy, by the way, so you just need to be patient with it until you remove it successfully. Make sure don't poke the battery or damage it. So I will grab it with these tweezers. Okay, I removed the third one, so we have only one left here. Alright, I still have like small piece. You see the white one? I will grab it from here also and continue. Et voila, I removed the whole thing. So now the battery is free. If you try to use something to lift up the battery, you will damage it and you will need a new battery. Okay, so we removed the battery successfully, and I think all what left here is this piece here and this one. This is the flashlight. So we're gonna remove this screw inside here. So this screw will go exactly here. You see the piece that we removed in the beginning. It has like it's broken. So the rest of the part is here. This is the rest of it. We'll try just to put it back. I think this is not really important. and since it's broken we have nothing to do. If it causes us a problem, we will see what we can do. We may like replace it later. So now I'm removing the screws that are holding the flashlight. So we will put this one here. It's supposed to be next to the camera because it's close to the camera. And we have another screw here. And we take this piece, put it here. So we have here one small piece. Let me remove this speaker. And there is a small, this is the microphone by the way, the top microphone. And we have this small piece here. We need to put it back in its place here. Alright, so this one will be right here. And this is the flashlight. So now we can open these sides here and remove the screws from these buttons and remove the power button too, and we will have this cable. All this cable is coming from here and going here. And the last thing we need to remove is this wireless charging part. This is very sensitive. You will damage it if you don't be careful. So I'm just gonna lift it up gently and make sure to not like damage it. Et voila, I removed it. Okay, I think I have removed everything. Let me check the other frame. Okay, we have one bracket here. We need to remove this one, transfer to the new frame. This is like a small gasket. This is like a mesh for the top microphone. Make sure you remove all the pieces of glass. Maybe like small piece of glass, it may cause a big damage. Alright, I think it's clean now. This is a small mesh which allows the voice to get inside the phone. I mean, to get to the microphone. Alright, so now let's go to this part here, and the first thing we're gonna start with, we will start with this mesh. As you see, there is a hole here, and the mesh goes inside there to cover that hole. So this cable has adhesive in the bottom, so I remove the plastic which is covering it, and they will glue it down. Alright, so I will leave this later on. It's almost ready, so I'm just gonna put this one first, since this one is already almost ready. I'm removing this plastic. And now I will put this piece exactly here. Make sure it's aligned perfectly, because you need to make sure that this cable is close to its connection, or is matching with its connection on the motherboard. So when you put the motherboard here, okay, so once the motherboard is perfectly here, this cable for this piece must be matching with its connection on the motherboard, because if you put it up or down a little bit, it's not gonna match, and when you try to connect it, it may give you problem, or it may damage something here. So you need to make sure it's 100%, and when I say 100%, it means 100% exactly matching. Alright, so now after I put this one, we will move to the bottom, and we will put this piece here. We will leave the battery until the last minute. For the double screws, try to use the Phillips screwdriver first to put them in their spots, like I'm doing now. Okay, so once you feel like it's stuck in its place, use the flathead screwdriver and tighten them up. Alright, so now you see this cable here, I will connect it. Alright, it's connected. I think there is something missing here. Yeah, even when I ordered the cable, I ordered it with everything, but it looks like some gaskets are missing. This is the microphone here. So they didn't send it with everything, you know. So I will go here and remove this bracket from this place. Also, this piece is missing too. I'm separating the microphone from this plastic gasket. So I will have to remove these brackets here, the black one. And put it back here, behind the microphone. And we still have another one here, but before we need to remove this bracket. Then we release the microphone from here. We still have some screws here that needs to be removed. We have this one. And another one in this side. And one more screw in this spot here. And another screw here. Goes here. So hopefully now I put all the screws back. Yeah, this frame doesn't come with everything, but since I have this one, I will remove whatever is missing from this one, transfer to the good one. Alright, what is next? Next I will put this piece here. I will put the screw on the top. Okay, I think it's good now. put this bracket here. But before I put this bracket, I will make sure that the cable that I showed you in the beginning, this cable is connected to its connection, and that was the reason why. Let me show you which connection I'm talking about. So this cable here must be connected here. Okay, it's connected now. Try point screwdriver. Must be here underneath the cable. Alright, as you see, I put this piece here. Now I will put the screws. So now what I'm gonna do, I will put this piece here. I'm just transferring this one even if it's cut and it's not gonna do anything there. I'm just transferring it back. So now I will put the camera, then the bracket which is on top of it. So this is a double screw. I'm using the Phillips screwdriver to just make it hold in its place. After that I will tighten it up with the flathead screwdriver. Okay, now I will put the motherboard. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we will put this pin, this is for the SIM card, we will put it inside here. And voila, I insert it here. So now I will make sure that this bracket goes underneath here, I mean the motherboard goes underneath the cables, and there is nothing underneath the motherboard. And if you feel like the motherboard is not like sitting flat in its spot, try to check what's going on underneath. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will put the screws that holds the motherboard. So we have one screw here next to the SIM card, and we have one screw here in the bottom. Phillips, and then the flathead screwdriver. We still have two screws here. They are double screws. Phillips, then the flat. Actually, this screw here, it's unmagnetized, so I think I mixed them, so I need to remove this one from here, because the unmagnetized double screw is next to the camera. This one is magnetized, as you see. It sticks to the screwdriver, so it's supposed to be here. And then the unmagnetized goes next to the camera. Okay, so this cable, this is the flash cable. Connect the cable, the camera cables, and we're gonna connect this cable. And this screw has no other place to go except this spot here. So now I will take these screws. I put one here on the motherboard, okay. So now we're gonna put this bracket. Sorry guys, this video is too long, but as you see, there is a lot of details here. Alright, so now we will put this bracket on the top here, and it has two screws. So what I'm gonna do now, I will connect this connections. So we will start with this one here. Make sure that the connectors are matching 100%. Sometimes when you just keep using the force, you may damage them. Okay, so I connect this one. Now I'm gonna connect the wireless charging. It's connected. And now the charging port. This is the most important one. Make sure it's 100% matching. Don't use any force, because you may damage it. Alright, the charging port is connected. And I think now it's time for the battery. So I'm gonna use my own adhesive, this one, which is very easy and safer. I will put like just one piece here. The reason for this adhesive is just to hold the battery to not keep shaking inside. I put one strip here, another strip on the top. And this should be enough to hold the battery to not keep moving inside. This in case you buy the frame without adhesive. And then now what we're gonna do, we will connect this cable here. We make sure it's aligned, and after that we let the battery go down. Alright, so I think, let me put the SIM card back here. Alright, now I think I put everything. For the people who are just replacing the back glass, if the screen is still good, you're just gonna go ahead and put your screen here and connect the cables. Alright, so now we're gonna move ahead and we will connect this cable first. So to connect this cable, we put it like this, make sure it's folded perfectly like this, and it's connected now. We put the screen and we transfer these brackets. We put back these brackets. This screw is not magnetized. Tri-point screwdriver. Make sure you are using the right tools. I keep repeating this because if you strip a screw, you will stuck. Especially when you are opening the phone. So now I'm connecting this cable here. And this is the antenna cable. Got this connected, and this is the last one, which is the battery cable. And we will put this bracket on top here. Then the screws. This is usually on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus and 8. I think we use the tri-point, but in this one we use and voila, we finished this long repair. So now we put everything back. So what I'm gonna do, I will make sure this part here is inside and there is no gap between the glass and the frame. And after that I will hold it like this and let the screen go down here. So now turn it on, and while the phone is turning on, I will put these 2 screws in the bottom, and I will wait for the phone to turn on. Okay, voila, the phone is on now. Anyway, so let's just make sure everything is working fine. We're gonna go here. Okay, the touch screen is working. I don't have the password, so that's why, but it looks like everything is working fine, right? Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you can get your phone fixed like this. And as you remember, this phone was completely broken in the beginning, but now it's completely new and it's back to normal. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. This will help a lot. Please don't just watch the video and go down and push the thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments area. If you are not subscribed, subscribe for more videos. And that was it. See you in the next video, and have a wonderful time. Peace.